Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Sack here. On the verge of the NL wildcard game, Cubs traveling to face the Pirates this evening, October 7th, 2015. Some fellow Truth Seekers have asked me to take on the Curse of the Billy Goat. And the Curse of the Billy Goat is quite revealing and quite supportive of all the research that I have been doing the entire time I've been on this video channel. If this is the first video of mine you've seen, once you're done here, go back and look at the related sports posts I've done this past week and see how well what I'm explaining here syncs up with what I've been explaining since 2013. So here we go. The Curse of the Billy Goat. This is a curse for the Chicago Cubs. Check this out, Truth Seeker. The Curse of the Billy Goat is a sports-related curse that was placed on the Chicago Cubs in 1945, so 70 years ago, when Billy Goat Tavern owner Billy Zionist was asked to leave a World Series game against the Detroit Tigers at the Cubs' home ballpark of Wrigley Field because his pet goat's odor was bothering other fans. He was outraged and declared, "Them Cubs, they ain't gonna win no more," which has been interpreted to mean that there would never be another World Series game won at Wrigley Field. The Cubs have not won a National League pennant since the incident and have not won a World Series since 1908. Truth Seeker, 1908's 107 years ago, but it's only been 106 MLB seasons because there was no World Series in 94. Today's date is October 7th, 10/7, kind of like 107. If the Cubs go on to win this year, I think them starting their playoff hunt today was a major clue. Also, with regards to the number 106, the word prophecy equals 106. In Back to the Future Part 2, where Michael J. Fox's character discovers the article that says the Cubs will win in 2015, that's in the USA Today, in the movie, which has gematria of 106. USA Today has gematria of 106, just like the word prophecy, just like the number of seasons since the Cubs have won a World Series. 106 World Series this year. Will they win it? So, what I often teach is that professional sports are run by the Zionist Jews, who in the Bible are known as the Synagogue of Satan. The number for the Synagogue of Satan is 223, perfectly identical to Curse of the Billy Goat. Curse of the Billy Goat, the Synagogue of Satan. And for those of you who don't read the Bible, Revelation is the 66th book, and 66 very much has a connection to Curse of the Billy Goat, as well as World Series, which we'll get to. From the King James Bible, Revelation 3:9, and what you should know about Revelation 3:9 is that the Old Testament is of 39 books, which the Jews go by, including the false Jews, the Zionist Jews, and the New Testament is of 27 books, which the Christians go by. 27, a very important number in baseball. MLB equals 27, has a numerology of 9. Baseball centered around 27. Revelation's the 27th book of the New Testament. Anyhow, King James Bible, "Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee." In Revelation, the most infamous passage is Revelation 13:18, which speaks of the mark of the beast, number 666. In the King James Bible, the wording is this: "Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Threescore means 3 times 20, which is 60. So 666. Again, the number for the synagogue of Satan is 223. Check this out when you break down this passage, True Seeker. It begins with "Here is wisdom," which breaks down to 66. Revelation is the 66th book of the Bible, a number connected to World Series, which we'll get to. "Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast," in the English reduction system equals 223. In other versions of the Bible, the phrase "mark of the beast" is used, Why this is so interesting is because Mark of the Beast has gematria of 144, a number used twice in Revelation. Think about the number pi, 3.14 with a decimal point almost repeating to infinity. If you add the first 144 decimal points of pi, it sums to 666. What this shows is how our language is coded out based on this ancient knowledge of mathematics. And what the bummer is that our language is based in this, and all the time we spend in school, no one ever taught us. And the reason that is so is because the time we spend in school is time wasted of our lives. In school, we are taught mostly meaningless bullshit. It is socialization. We are not to know the things that matter in this world. Instead, we are to have our heads filled with useless knowledge and information that further enslaves us to this gang of evil tyrants known as the Synagogue of Satan. They waste our time with pro sports too. Most grown men don't need that, but they need to know that so they can join me in the streets and taking this world back from this gang of assholes. All right, back to Curse of the Billy Goat and Synagogue of Satan. The man who made the remark about the Cubs never winning, who had the tavern, who had the goat, his name was Billy Zionist. Notice, True Seeker, that he died on October 22nd, 1970. This is a date with numerology of 121, and that's an important number because it's connected to Revelation. Revelation equals 121 in simple English gematria. 121. Show you this date real quick. I meant to calculate it out here. He died 10/22/1970. So 10 plus 22 is 32, plus 19 is 51, plus 70 more is 121. He died on a date with Revelation connection. His curse of the Billy Goat, very much connected to Revelation through the Synagogue of Satan. Also, what's interesting, his name Billy Zionist in simple English gematria has this numerology of 131, an interesting number, but in Jewish gematria, 690, which connects to the word apocalypse. If you're not aware, the words apocalypse and revelation are synonymous. A lot of people associate apocalypse with the end of the world, but really the true definition of the word is to have a revelation. Right now, everybody who's watching this video for the first time might be having a revelation about the significance of our language and numbers. I'll tell you what, when I discovered this, I sure had a revelation, or an apocalypse, if you will. But my point is how all of this stuff is connected. This is how it all is throughout history. This is what the Synagogue of Satan has done. They say the victors write history. The victors of this world are the Synagogue of Satan, and we, the sane people, are the losers. Unfortunately. I would like to change that. I'm tired of being a loser. You know what I mean? Curse of the Billy Goat and Pythagorean gematria, also interesting, sums to 88, a special number. The words poison and program have gematria of 88. Billy Goat Tavern, which is what the owner owned, has a Pythagorean gematria of 66. Remember, Revelation's the 66th book of the Bible. World Series has this gematria of 57, 66 with the capital S exception, and 75, but notice the 66. Last year, the World Series was won by the Giants 66 days after the worst earthquake in San Francisco since the '89 World Series between the Giants and Athletics, the Bay Area quake, Bay Area Series. With regards to that, on that note, I just want to show you something. The guy who made the Billy Goat curse famous, Curse of the Billy Goat, his name was Mike Royko. He has name gematria of 122, a big number in last year's World Series that was won 66 days after the earthquake. Notice that San Francisco and Kansas City both have gematria of 122. It should also be noted that Kansas City is home of the Athletics that are now in Oakland. And again, the Giants beat them last year in the World Series 66 days after the earthquake that was the worst earthquake since the Giants Athletics World Series. Are you following? These numbers are all significant. This year there was a train wreck having gematria of 122. In Philadelphia, the train was traveling 106 miles per hour, the number of prophecy. Again, it's been 106 seasons since the Cubbies won a World Series. Also, I want to point out that the curse of the Billy Goat happened 37 years after Chicago had won their last World Series, 1908. 37 is specific to Chicago. Chicago has gematria of 37. 37 times 3 is 111. This year's the 111th World Series. 37 is the only number that divides into 111 besides 1 and 111. So that might be a reason that Chicago could go this year. 37's been big in sports. There was a Triple Crown this year, the first Triple Crown after 37 years. It was the 12th Triple Crown winner ever. 37 is the 12th prime number. I predicted that Triple Crown before it happened. In fact, in the last year, I predicted all 6 major horse races right. How have I done it? With these skills I'm teaching right here. So everyone who wants to shoo this away and say it's coincidence, it's nonsense, what you're doing is turning away maybe the most important knowledge anyone's ever taught you in your life. And also, if you're a sports gambler, you can make a lot of money back from this gang of assholes that rigs everything. They thought they were too smart. They thought nobody would figure them out. Well, fuck them. You know? Alright, Truth Seeker. Before I start ranting too much, I think I've covered it all. Until next time.